Hello and welcome to Jumble Lane, and tonight we've got a 500 sub giveaway and a live Q&A session. So welcome to this, and tonight we've got David Train Time and Oakley Train Time.
Hi everyone.
So right, who we got?
Western Wagon Works.
Western Wagon Works, yeah. Hello Chris, hello Brian, hello Craig. Who else we got? Hello Sadie. Yeah, so we've got a few people online watching. So, yeah, what we've got tonight is, as I say, Q&As. So, be some questions. Depending how long we go on for, will be some more people who will be asking us questions as live as we go along. Also, we have got a giveaway, and what we've got is that. So that's one of the live giveaways. And also we have got, what else we got? Yeah, Brian, Finnerton Central. I will show you some photos of Brian's later on. He has won the MRYCG challenge set by Jason Griffith's wife for March. He won it by default because he was the only one who sent the answers at his pictures in. So we'll be looking at those pictures in a short while and see how we got on. So, yeah, you'll harp about that, right? Right, bear with me. I'm just reading some of the comments that's coming through. Right, what's so funny, Oakley?
Yeah, what are you laughing at? Stop laughing.
Can he see himself on?
Yeah, that's what he's watching.
Yes, he's watching himself, and this is funny.
Stop laughing.
Okie dokie.
Right.
Right. So basically, what I've got here is some questions. Only 9 people put questions in, and I'll read out the numbers belonging to these people. So if you hear your name read out, then remember the number. And number 1 is Tom Hurst. Number 2, Sadie Godiva. Number 3, Jason from Barnabas Junction. Number 4, Craig from New Durham Junction. Number 5 is Brian from Finnerton Central. Number 6 is Chris from Hunts Heath. Number 7, Timbersurf. Number 8, Stuart from Valleybrook 2. And number 9, Gary from Leicester TMD. Now, I know in the past we've seen different random number generators on Google, and what I've done, I have found this one. I don't know if you got to see it. That one there. And what we'll do is we'll face the camera onto that when it gets to the time. And David from David Train Time will be the scrutineer of that to make sure that there's no foul play. And it will be fair and square.
Even if Jason from Barnabas wins.
Well, yeah, everybody has got a 1 in 9 chance of winning.
Yep.
There are 3 prizes.
Yep.
And I'm going to get you giddy again with the camera. That is one of my control boards. And that is another control board. And I will go into these. What you get for the prize is the board itself and the printing of the black lines or the colour lines, depending on how you want it, to your design, or I'll work with you to have it designed. First prize is a board up to this size, which is 900mm wide by 200mm high. Inside it, and this is a messy one because this is a prototype, is we've got all the wiring, back of the switches and everything. But along with the first prize, you get one of these boards. It's a custom made board made by myself, and basically that receives a signal from your frog, and then it outputs either to the lights, the LEDs on here, or to signals, which is what I demonstrated on one of my previous videos regarding the signal and the fog to light unit that I made. Second and third prize, you've got the choice whether you have a board or the circuit board behind it. Either way, the boards themselves will be 900mm maximum wide and 200mm high. So, and these are 3mm or 5mm, depending on what I can get my hands on at the time, Foamalux board. So those are the prizes. And like I've said, the airbrush kit is a special prize, and that is sponsored by Malks Models in Ilkeston, Derbyshire. So that will be the prize for later on, and there will be a question set for that. So that's what we'll be doing. Right, so holiday spaghetti. Yeah, well, it's not far from Birmingham, so it's a spaghetti junction behind there. So what I'll do now is I'll start answering some questions that people have asked me so they can enter the competition. Tom Hurst, he asked, are you using a mixture of set track or flexi track? Well, it is a mixture. I have got flexi track almost everywhere. It's code 100, Pico, code 100, flexi track. Apart from in a couple of places, I've got some set track bends, but only a couple, not many. It's just where I needed to make sure the bends were right, and basically that's about it. But yeah, it's nearly all set track. It's put on top of 3mm cork, which I cut up from a roll, pinned down. I might do it differently if I ever do it again, but that's just it. Right, so that's Tom Hurst who asked that. Sadie Godiva, if you could change the track plan in any way, what and how would you alter it? There are lots of things I'd probably do different. What I wanted to do on this one was I had certain things I wanted to put into it, and then realised I got no room for anything else. And a bit of naivety, I suppose. I didn't know too much about it, and there are things that I've changed anyway. For instance, the incline part was almost twice as high as this, but I found because the inclines were on a bend, trains did suffer and didn't get up it, so I had to lower it, which changed a major part because my heritage line went underneath it. So that had to come out because there's no room for locos to go underneath it there. I did change just to the side here, and I've got on YouTube some films about how I did do the change. Basically, I've got two double loops. One is the outer loop, which goes up the incline, and one is the inner loop. And basically, they joined together just to the right of me, and they went over where David is sat. Is where the bridge is, the pull out, and it went through the hole of the wardrobe just there. I went round and then split. It went across on two tracks, and then it split back into the two sets of loops, and then come to the lower station and then the upper station. But now it's two separate loops of two tracks with a join to the right of me, a double crossover. So you've got two lots of crossovers which cross each other. It's a bit hard to explain how, but there is a video out about it. So and then it was a right headache trying to do that, and I'm still suffering from some of the fallout from that.
Hi, Stuart.
Right, Stu. Barnabas Junction. Jason, he asked, is there any part of your layout build that you're unhappy with and maybe looking to change? Similarly to what Sadie was saying, but yes, there is. As you progress and as you go on and you're doing it more and more, the part that's inside the wardrobe, the built-in wardrobe area, I've left at the moment. I'm still not happy with it, and basically it's all going to get covered over. It hasn't been ballasted, and I will be sort of covering it over so I can have a scene on top of it, a village scene, because I've got nowhere for the buildings. I've got a corner over in the front corner there, which I was going to put a church. It's not big enough. The pub that I've got sat on it at the moment, that's not big enough because it is just in the middle of it. So I don't know what I'm going to do over there. I've cut some polystyrene, and I'm going to leave. I shan't go into it tonight, but I shall be doing something up there, but I don't know what. But that will obviously be another video in the future. But apart from that, I'm really happy with certain things, such as the turntable area. I'm really happy with that because it's done everything that I wanted to do. But yeah, there are some things. But this is still in progress. It's still being built. It's only about a third, almost a half the way through being built. Craig from New Durham Junction. He asked, what made you get into model railways and how did Jumble Lane get its name? Right. This camera here is facing what is Jumble Lane. That crossing, which is just this camera, I don't know where I am with it. Yeah, just there. Yeah. This crossing, this level crossing, is Jumble Lane crossing. That is Jumble Lane signal box. The station here is Barnsley Exchange Station. Behind it is the bus station. Now, in real life, that would be sort of 3 times as wide as that between that and the raised rails at the back, and that is Barnsley Courthouse Station. They are real stations, although the Courthouse Station no longer exists. And this station has totally been revamped. What you've got here at the back is like an entrance to a shopping centre, which is above the bus station, with an entrance coming over this track. It's only got the 2 tracks. These parts no longer exist. The shed no longer exists. And then you got a platform this side, which is your main platform at Barnsley Exchange Station. And then you've got the road, which is at the front here, and the new entrance. So Jumble Lane got its name from this station here. And that's how it got its name. Brian from Finnerton Central, what got you into electronics? And similar question again. If you could do it again, what part of the layout would you change? Possibly the bit inside the wardrobe I would change. I think once having built all this, I do feel as I could do with a good TMD. So at the moment, I've got shelves and all my locos that aren't on the track are on the shelf, on bits of flexi-track just sat on the shelf. Although where I've got if you look at Dave's camera, it's a bit of a TMD as such. It's just basically parking space for 5 locos. Diesel filling station. It's 5, yeah, 5. And I've got my turntable. Behind that is a head shunt, and then you've got a parking space for 2 lots of DMUs. So that's that area there. But I'm really happy with that side. I took a lot of time doing that, and there is stories behind these parts. How I got into electronics, basically, my dad. My dad was like, as a younger person, he was more of a gadget person. He liked messing around with electronics and things like that, and with trains and whatever. And that's when I first started playing with trains as a little lad. And my dad liked the electronics, made cat whisker radios, which many of you don't know what those are. A bit too old for anybody, but it's just a little radio made out of a little diode, basically. And you had a little tiny earpiece and a massive area which went the length of the garden. And basically didn't need any power, and that was it. It was a decent little radio you could tune into all sorts of things. But we then progressed on to doing lots of other things, and then I had electronics kit as a kid, and I just started getting involved, and then I became an electrician. I went on the basic electronics course with my job, and I just got involved, and now I do all sorts of electronics at work, and that's how I got into it. But a lot of it is self-taught. Right, Chris of Hunts Heath. Now I like this question, although it's a funny answer, really. If money was no object, which model shop would you visit, and what would I buy? If money was no object, I'd buy the bloody model shop. Now, I don't really know, to be quite honest. It's a bit difficult. There's so much that you fancy. There's lots of things I do fancy, but I think I'm not going to spend any more money on locos until Christmas time. I'm going to get the TPE Mark 5 coaches. I've already pre-ordered those, and I would like the Deltic. So whether I get people to buy for my birthday, which is in a couple of weeks' time, then I'm open to let people buy me the Deltic. I'll have to pre-order that because it's not until the end of the year. But what would I buy? Yeah, it's just I'd probably buy lots of things. But if money was no object, which shop would I visit? I like Hatton's. I've had good dealings with Hatton's. I bought a fair bit of stuff from Hatton's. Most of my track, all my points virtually. And I've had a few trains, logos and bits and pieces off them. And I do like them, so I'll probably go to Hatton's and have a field day. Flip a few boxes. Right, Timbersurf asked, and I don't know your name, whoever you are at Timbersurf, but why is my panel only black and white? Could I have not had coloured lines and text, at least the name of the area it controls? Well, yeah, I can have it any colour I want. I just had a fair bit of black vinyl, and it just seemed a good contrast against the white. I did, when I was making the panel for Chris at Hunts Heath, I did try and do the vinyl cutting of the writing, but it's very small, so you are really stretching what you can do with the die cutting machine, writing very small with vinyl cutting and writing tiny text because of the process of transferring it from its background onto a foreground sticky media and then transferring it onto the board that you put it on. Because I print on decal paper, I could actually make print on decals, and I can put the decals on there, or I've even got a lettering machine, like an electronic, what do they call it, Dymo thing, but they look a bit cheap and nasty, so I won't be doing that. But I will be putting decals on there. I am not too happy with this one. This, as I say, it's a prototype, and I've changed the way I want it, and I might just do myself another board. And when that happens, I will be putting on the writing. So I'm nearly finished with the questions now. Valley Brook, Stuart, you asked, can you use frog juicers with that PCB that's in here? The short answer is no. The reason for that is this receives a signal from your frog, wherever you get your frog switched from, to tell the circuit board how to light up which way you want the light to run. So you are receiving a signal from your frog. A frog juicer works exactly the same way as a reverse loop switcher, where the loco enters the point, or the turnover, and creates a short and instantly changes its polarity. So if for instance, you operate your point, you won't get your lights changing on here. Your points will move from your control board, but it won't operate your light, or your signal light, if you got it onto a signal. What it will do, it will wait until your loco goes over the point, and then it will then give it the signal to display your light for your control board. So although the frog juicer will work on your layout, it won't give you signal to your lights. So it's waste time having that circuit board for your lights if you use frog juicers. If you've got a seat motor or the DCC Concepts motors, or the controllers, or the any of the DCC Concepts controllers which operate points, they have an output which will switch just the same, and then it will give power to the frog because it's got a frog output, and you can equally put the power to this board at the same time, which is how I've done it with my point motors, DCC Concept point motors. So I hope you got that. And finally, Gary from Leicester TND. How long did it take you to design and build your control panel, and was it easy? It was easy. It took a long time because I had the idea in my head for goodness knows how long. And I was going to use the DCC Concepts Mimic panel system only because it was very expensive because of the amount of points that I have got. 22 points or something like that. And also because they're not numbered sequentially across the layout. And on my turntable, there is no way of operating the turntable through the Mimic panel. I can do it on my iPad or my phone, and I can do it from the control panel that comes with the turntable, but I can't even do it. There is a possibility I'll be able to do it through the DCC Concepts Mimic panel system, just by putting switches on here to switch that address, and then it will do it. But I'm happy with what I've got to control it at the moment, and it works well. So if it works, don't change it. Joe G asked, well, Joe G didn't, just says very cool idea for a giveaway. So that's Joe G for you. So just quickly, I'll just give you the numbers again in case anybody else has joined in. Number 1, Tom Hurst. Number 2, Sadie Godiva. Number 3, Jason at Barnabas Junction. Number 4, Craig at New Durham Junction. Number 5, Brian at Finniton Central. Number 6, Chris at Huntsheath. Number 7, Timber Surf. Number 8, Stuart at Valley-Brook 2. And 9, Gary from Leicester TND. Now, you have got a week to claim your prize if you're a winner. So I shall be putting that up on my YouTube at the end. Make sure you know throughout watching this, and I will put a message on the MRYCG Facebook page for those MRYCG members, and I shall be putting it up on my Facebook page, the Jumble Lane Facebook page. So, just quickly,
Jason and Tim's joined. Hello to them too.
Hello Tim, hello Jason.
And
Right.
What has Brian put on? This message has been held for review.
I don't know.
All the 5s.
Valley-Brook wants all the 8s. And what was number 4? Yes, Craig at New Durham Junction was number 4. And 3. Jason, you got lucky number 3. So, yeah. Right. So, basically, I have got, I don't know if you've got to read it, those are the numbers.
Can you see them okay?
Right. Now then.
Third time lucky, number 3. Laugh out loud, Jason.
Yeah.
And hello,
Right.
hello to Nathan.
For those of you who are in this live, watching this live stream, I have said something, which is the loco that I would like if money was no object and I could buy, or what do I want for my birthday if someone will buy it for me. And if you answer that right, and if you're the first one on the chat, you get that. And that is from that is sponsored by Malk's Models of Ilkeston in Derbyshire. So I am looking. Sadie. That was Sadie. So Sadie Godiva, you need to private message me on Facebook or email me. Valley-Brook, yes, you're right, but you was a bit too late. Sorry, mate.
Craig was right and too late as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I don't know if you can get me on Facebook Messenger and private message me, Sadie, and I'll get this off to you as soon as possible. What I'll do is just go to it again, waving the camera around. You've got a Badger airbrush spray set, a starter set. You've got some acrylic thinners. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 acrylic paints and some masking tape. So that is the prize. And that is sponsored by Malk's Models of Ilkeston in Derbyshire. Right. Next. Start waving cameras around now. So you've got the numbers there.
Yeah.
What I've got, and
I can see them.
I've got to try and see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just put that on full screen so it. Bear with me. Can't even see one. There we are. Right.
I don't know if I can see my numbers. Well,
No.
moved it now.
So, for first prize, here we are. Oh, I wasn't doing that. I've got the wrong mouse there. There we are.
There we go. First one is number 7. Timber Surf.
Timber Surf has won first prize. Let's put there. So that is first prize. I should have had it. It's on the.
That's Sadie's text you on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Number 8, Stuart Valley-Brook. You have got the choice of a panel or a circuit board.
Next one is
Number 1,
Tony.
Tom Hurst.
Sorry.
So I shall be posting those up. Tom Hurst. And that is the prizes.
Lift up camera.
Lift up camera.
Jason's put. Well done to everyone who's won.
Yeah, well done. Let's take off my full screen because I've got too much of me showing. Oh, God. There we are. So there we are.
Go.
So, what have we covered so far? We've covered the questions and the answers. We've covered anything. Has anybody else got any other questions they would like to ask? So, yeah, congratulations to everybody. Yeah, and thanks to Malk's Models for that wonderful prize.
Stuart, I must have got Jason's look.
Yeah, it's all been rubbing off on you, Stu. Now I'm going to have a cold cup of tea, so... Was that nice, Oakley?
Yep.
That was water.
Yep. I'm already finished.
Yes, Chris at West Hill Wagon Works, he says, sorry for the pizza. For those of you who don't know,
question of Stuart for you.
For about 82, 83 weeks or something like that, I've been going to Slimming World and I've lost almost 9 stone. But Saturday, I was treated by Chris at West Hill Wagon Works to a pizza. I don't like cheese. I can't eat cheese. And it was a cheeseless pizza. So there's only me eating a cheeseless pizza. So I had it to myself. It was a large Domino's pizza. Nice meat feast pizza. I love them. But it's the first time in 80 odd weeks that I've actually had anything. And this week, when I wanted to lose 1.5 pounds to gain my 9 stone weight loss, I put ½ pound on. So I need 2 pounds now. So I'm not a happy chappy.
Question of Stuart, Jeff.
Yeah.
What's your next logo respray project?
My next loco respray project. Well, I have got 3 lots in the pipeline which aren't mine. I've got Jason's DMU. Is it 150 DMU? I've got to sort out Stuart's. Was it 450? No, that was 50. 46. No, I can't remember what it is, Stu. But your Virgin livery.
47, I think it is.
Yeah, 101 for yours, Jason. That's 101. And then I've got Stuart's Virgin livery. I'll go redo for him. And then I have got a super duper job of doing something for Craig. 87, Stuart. Yeah, right. Craig, at Newdham Junction, I've got a 66. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing for that, because if you don't know what's going to happen, it's going to be a bit of a surprise. But it will come out of the... Hello, Laura. Good evening to you. You've got a good thing coming, and it's going to come out of my Barnsley shed there. Well, I'm not going to go into telling you what it is because it's going to be a bit of a surprise. But there are a few people who do know. On Stuart's Facebook Friday, I went ballistic the one night, and during that, I stripped and I painted this old Lima 33, and I did a film on YouTube for it, and basically it don't run very well. It's just an old Lima. It's a bit chronic, but during Facebook Friday, I totally resprayed it. And first thing in the morning, on the Saturday morning, I'd done a film and uploaded it onto YouTube, and it was a film about how a sorrowful old Class 33 loco was being bullied by... Sorry, Class 33 loco got bullied by Class 37 loco, which was set up... Where is it? It's up there on the shelf somewhere. And it was blowing its horn at it and taking the mickey out of it. And this actually started to cry. Tears came out of the windows as it sat watching the trains come by. So that is a film on the YouTube channel. So you can watch that. It's a bit of a laugh, but I do know some people have actually cried watching it. So And I can't say they're a soppy bugger because I'm a soppy bugger myself. So
Oh, stop.
that I'm thinking of actually respraying that back to what it was, which was the Burma Star. If I can find my Burma Star decals and badge that I got from Fox Transfers when I very first started, because I thought about redoing it anyway, but I was making a hash of it, and that's before I bought my first, my only airbrush. So yeah, that's what I would do for myself, I think, because everything else, I did do the MRYCG 43 in a fake TPE livery, and I have got. Can you pass me that Oakley, please?
That's the coach.
Thank you. I've got that, which is basically a copy of the TPE livery. From photos on Google, and then when I did see it come out, it was quite uncannily exactly the same. And the locos that I sprayed, the coaches that I sprayed, well, the one coach, the Mark IV coach with a 43, I did hear that there will be some Mark IV coaches going with some of the Class 43s happening in real life. So that was a bit fortunate that I did that, because it wasn't prototypical at the time I did it. Next questions. No one's asking it. You're not a proper type. What was that? Right, Laura, what did you... Yes, Stuart, the MRY HST is at Valley Brook and has a new coach to it. And that will be the one that I spray up. And I will be not changing, but I shall be improving the look of the 43 with a bit of black around the windows and a bit better, because it's just so much yellow at the front of it and at the back of it. So, anything else? Have you got something to say, Dave?
I don't need to ask for anything, do I?
No, Dave hasn't got anything to ask about it. For those who's been following Dave on YouTube, David Train Time, he's started to get his track sorted out now and starting to get
Track in position.
How he wants, ready. Right, now, for those who are on, what was that? I was imaging the bullying from the 37, not a proper type 3, 33, and 37s are type 3 locos.
Well, got a few questions now, Jeff.
Oh, right, yes.
Jason's put, what was your favourite part of your recent trip?
Well, it certainly wasn't the pizza. I enjoyed quite a bit of it. It was quite interesting going round the station. I forget its name now. Butterley, is it? Butterley, on the Midland Railway. It was a day full of events, and it was quite good. I do like Westall Wagon Works layout, albeit it's an end-to-end, and that's something I couldn't get on with personally. I can see the advantage of having an end-to-end for display exhibitions, because it is smaller, it's less to move around, etc. Yes, Jason, Swanwick Junction. Yeah. Oh, the best thing about it is the pacer, because I come from Barnsley. I was born there, although you wouldn't believe it with the Brummie accent I've got. It had Barnsley destination boards on the pacer. So quite a coincidence.
Right. Brian's asked you, what's the best part of your layout?
The best part of my layout by far is the turntable.
That's my favourite bit of your layout, Jeff.
It's something that I deliberated over quite a lot, and I looked at videos on YouTube how to DCC a Hornby one, and I'm thinking that is just too Heath Robinson. I don't like the way it works. I don't like the fact it's a noisy motor. I don't like the fact that the Pico one doesn't come with a motor as standard and you've got to buy parts for it, which were simply pieces of Meccano. And I get it that it's horses for courses, but quite honestly, I wanted the bee's knees. And apart from the Helgen one, which is the one I bought, there is one that is probably another £100 more expensive. And I can't remember what's the name of it now. I can't remember. It is the bee's knees. It is better than the Helgen one. It's not the Walters, because the Walters is exactly the same as the Helgen. But what it does do, which is what this doesn't do, is what I spurred me on to do in the last video, was it has a stay alive built into the track on the bridge. So when you do go around, the sound and light locos don't suffer from the light out or the sound out from the dead spot for the no man's land where you can't have track going onto it. But apart from that, it will do everything else. Well, the Helgen or the Walters will do exactly the same as that one did. The only thing that was difficult with that turntable, and that's something that you overcome with a Z21 DCC controller, which is what I use, and that is you've got for accessories, you've got the address difference of 4, and you can change that so it doesn't do that, but I left it at 4. But at the end of the day, all I had to do was set it up and address things on my turntable by adding 4 to it. So it just worked okay. And it just works fine. And it does work exactly how I want it to work. And it does everything I want it to do. And it's brilliant. The only thing is that the bridge is made out of code 75 or code 80 because it's HO based, and the code 100 track, which is what I've got, where it goes onto it, does actually step down very slightly. I did, when I built my layout, I filed or ground away the underside of the part of the rail that overlaps onto the circumference of the turntable, the edging, thinking I'd done enough. And on some of the pieces of track, it was enough. But on some of them, it isn't. And you can actually, when it goes on, and it's a heavy loco, you can see it and hear it jump down onto the turntable. It's only a small amount, but if I was a perfectionist, and if I was something like Dean Park, and I've got the patience, I've got no patience, but if I've got the patience to do it like that, and I'm just too eager to get things finished as I'm doing them on there, I would have spent more time and I would have done that perfectly. But it does its job, and I'm really happy with it.
Oh, you got a question of Craig, but I can't read it properly.
Valley Brook, asked Jeff. Hawaiian pizza with or without mushrooms. Well, if you ask anybody who's not from Derby or Middlesbrough, it hasn't got mushrooms. A Hawaiian pizza, if you Google it, it hasn't got mushrooms. It's just ham and pineapple. But if you're one of the Derby types, Nottingham types, Northampton types, or the battered Mars bar type, yeah, then they'll put mushrooms on it. And to be quite honest, when I'm cooking, I do anything, and I love mushrooms, so I don't care if there's mushrooms on it anyway. Although Hawaiian pizza, any pizza, it has to be a meat pizza because I have extra toppings because I don't have the cheese because I can't eat cheese. Brian at Finnerton Central says, no blooming mushrooms.
Jason from Barnabas, is your padlock on your wallet? Where did that go? Oh, on your wallet still.
Sadie says, Beamish, there are trams too, and it's a nice stout. Beamish is a nice stout. I don't drink now. I used to drink to excess at times, and since I've been doing my swimming world, I haven't touched a drop, apart from a half measure of Jack Daniels to finish a bottle off on my 60th birthday.
Craig text message you as well. If you could ever go to north east of the three places, would you like to visit? I can't read the words he's put there.
You've got that, Craig.
Craig, I'll show you.
I'll be coming to see you, Craig. Like to visit Shildon. Shildon, yeah, I would like to go to Shildon. And I did say to you, sometime this year, I might be making a trip up there. I know Stuart at Valley Brook is doing a summer visit, whether he still is or not, I don't know. And I have offered him a room at my house while he's in the Midlands. And if I get some time off to coincide with that, I can take him, because he hasn't got a car himself, rather than him go on the bus or the train or whatever. I can take him to a few places and he can stay here for a week. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, he's got Dave who's local to me as well, and we can take him up to Telford to see Brian at Finnerton Central. So that is no problem. And I do like going out and seeing other people's layouts and visiting. You have to forgive me. I've got my iPad down there. What I'm going to do, if I put that in front of my screen, I should be looking more towards the camera.
I was going to say, Laura's text the message.
Messaged. Question, do you have a system for remembering the DCC addresses on your locos? Yes. Right. Quite simple.
I like that one.
As well as has been on my Z21, I do have this. It's a Pico throttle. And it connects to my Z21 through the loco net. And I just put in loco, the number of the loco, and enter. Much the same way as lots of other ones. Now, if I just pick up my class 20, the number for that is 20163. So my DCC number for that is 2063. I take the first two, which is the class, and the last two, which are the end. I haven't yet come across a number that has been duplicated. And that's basically because I don't have lots of any one class. Saying that, I've got 337s, but they are different numbers. I've got two class 50s.
268.
So, and what you've been putting there is like if it's got the 4-digit, so pre-tops. I have got my D9014, which is a Deltic. I haven't got 9014. I don't think. I think it's 5514. But I might be wrong. In fact, if I... No, that is. It's because I have got this as a way of remembering. There we are. 9014. I don't know if that's picked up. You see that? But I've got little labels underneath some of the locos.
Just about to see it.
So that is one way of remembering. But yeah, because that's a four digit. And a lot of my steam engines, they are like Cluncastle 7029. I can't forget that one. That's easy. So they've got the 4 digits. So yeah, that's the easy way of remembering it. But if I'm controlling using my iPad, then I just select the actual loco because there's a picture of the loco, and not only the picture, you've got the number there as well. So that's easy to remember. And I'm getting a bit old in the tooth just to keep remembering. I have to keep looking at my logos when I'm using that. I find that easy to use because you just twiddle the knob and it goes faster and slower. Press the knob, it goes in reverse. Right. Yeah, thinking of a tour still. Good cry. Stuart, glad you are. That rule 50s and 60s would be 55007, 5007, 47, 47053 and 4053 because I have a few clashes. 37053. Yeah. So that's it basically. It's just having number clashes. So I put like the 2 digits for the class and the last 2, which are the last 2 numbers, and it does seem to work well. Anything else?
Laura's put she writes under her logos too.
Yeah. But I use a black permanent marker so it's all invisible. Yeah. So if you hold it to the light, you see like the oily mark. Yeah. Right. What I'm going to do now is my iPad back because I need to see my screen to move the mouse in the right place. I said Brian Finnerton from Finnerton Central. Brian Finn, sorry, from Finnerton Central. He entered the MRYCG diorama scratch build challenge set by Jason's wife Rachel, and rather than just sending your pictured entries through to Jason, who was entering as well, then we decided we'd send them all to me, and then I would get them off to Rachel so she could decide who was doing what. Problem is, nobody did apart from Brian. So he won by default because by the end of the month he was the only one who did it. We extended it, we put a message up on MRYCG Facebook page, but again nobody actually took notice and sent me, and I had an email sent to as well. So no one sent the pictures. So Brian, you are the winner.
Jason I forgot about it.
How could you forget, Jason? So I'm going to show you a picture. There we are. And that is one of the pictures, and the fence is made out of the pegs.
Ah.
That is the pegs, and it's got a bit of netting over there, so that's a nice fencing.
Yeah, I like that.
And he's used I think he's used the cardboard in that tower. That's from the cereal boxes.
Good day, folks.
That is a photo out towards them. Another photo of it.
A couple of people just joined you.
All right. And that is the wire springs that is straightened out that come out of the pegs. And just to show you, there they are in the building. So I think he's done a damn good job there, and
yes.
It's a good job. So congratulations to Brian at Finnerton Central.
Yeah, I like what you've done, Brian.
And that is pretty good.
The tower is the toilet tube, Jeff. Brian's put
Yeah, that's it. The tower is the toilet tube. What I don't know if I can actually see if this camera reaches. I doubt it very much, but
very good.
I'm not too sure.
I do like the way he's done that.
If you'll be able to see much there, but
you haven't changed the screen yet, Jeff.
No. I'm going to see if it comes up when I click that off.
Indeed.
Yeah. I can't get the camera any closer to that because it's only on a short USB lead. But if you look at my Barnsley Courthouse station, the back end of it, very similar roof trusses to that. So was you looking at my videos, Brian, when you thought about doing that? I won't take the credit for it, you're all right.
Value got to put where's the cereal box, Brian?
I think it was partly The cardboard.
The building Stuart is got.
The building. Is it that the small one behind the tower or the big engine shed? Which one is it? Oh, the buildings. So it's more than one building. Oh, that's a good idea, Laura. You was eating a pack of Tic Tacs, the whole lot. Got stomach ache this morning. And I thought, I wonder what people would invent out of this in a scratch build challenge. Well, and I haven't had a chance to speak to Jason, but I was going to suggest we do something, see if we can get sponsorship. We have been talking with different companies for sponsorship, for Facebook Friday and different things. And if we get like a monthly scratch build challenge going, and see if we can get sponsorship for it, we might try something on that. So that's from our YCG, and we'll talk about that, and we'll come back visit that later.
The engine shed and the building to the right, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay. So there we are. That is Fillerton Central, and that's his scratch build challenge.
Jason's, but I think Brian should choose the next challenge.
Yeah, Brian. So you choose that. Now, I've got quite a busy few months going ahead, and there's sort of things that I haven't got time for much to do on a scratch build challenge. So I don't mind being the person you send the photos to, and whoever we say can be on a panel of judges. I don't mind being a judge. It's up to you whether you want me to be a judge. So I'll just put it out there now. We can organise something, and if we can get something, at least have an incentive. So if you want on the MRYCG chat, Brian, come to us with what you suggest is a subject, and we'll do that again for another month. And I think what we'll have to do is sort of do it 1 month and then leave it a month and do it another month, something like that. So this might be for the June. See how it goes. We'll probably give 6 weeks or something like that for a challenge. So it can be the end of the second month that we choose. Either way, the ideas are there. Right. I will be closing this down now. It's been an hour, but we have got a little lad here. I think he's getting a bit tired. It is a school night after all said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After waiting about
an hour.
An hour.
An hour?
At school for my dad to put me up because my club wasn't on, and Dad didn't know about this.
No,
right. Okay. So right.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
That's it. Come over here. Come over here. Say that again. So everybody, hold on a minute. Let's put you on there, and let's put you on full picture.
Right. Say it again to everyone.
Right.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And that's all from Jumble Lane. Good night from Jumble Lane.
Yep.
And great for those who won prizes.
Yep.
Congratulations to all of those.
Hello.
And thanks to Malk's Models for sponsoring the prize for that Sadie Godiva one. Yeah.
One quick one, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jason said, have you done your homework yet?
I haven't done my homework yet. I got the idea what I want to do, but I have been really busy.
Stuart, sorry. Valid past that.
Yeah. No.
So it's good night from you.
Yeah, so it's good night from.
And
good night from you.
Yeah.
Good night from Dad.
And make sure you don't leave your model train. And make sure you don't leave your model trains running overnight. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye everyone. Thanks
Bye.
for joining in.
Okie dokie.
Well
See ya.
done to everyone who's won.
I know.